Hello, I'm making this movie about this printer because in my view it has a serious design flaw, and 3 weeks ago I emailed the business department of Epson and pointed this out, and so far I've heard absolutely nothing from them. I've also recently contacted Amazon where I purchased the unit, and as of now it's only a few days since I did that and I've heard nothing from them. So I'm going to put this video on YouTube and I'm asking you, has anybody else encountered this problem? It concerns the CD DVD tray. As you see, it's quite slack in here, and when you push it in, if you're not careful, these tabs here, which are supposed to go under the rollers, of course, to move it in and out, they can get above the rollers, and the covers that cover the rollers, and there's also like a castellated spring strip that keeps the covers on the rollers down, and these ridges here can catch on those springs, and when you realise it's not going in properly and you pull it out, you just rip off the covers and they disappear into the innards of the printer, never to be seen again, and heaven knows what nonsense they can do whilst lurking in there. So I'm going to show you, I've taken some shots of the innards of this actually happening when it goes into the wrong place because it's so slack in here. So I'm going to show those next. Right, here we can see the tab and see how it can move up and down quite freely. That's the way it should be, to go under the roller, and we can see one of the exposed rollers there in white, where the cover has been ripped off. Now the tab has gone above the covers and it's now caught on one of the covers. You see it dragging, and if you're not careful, if I'm not careful, I'm going to rip another cover off. So I'm trying to manipulate a torch and a camera and get my finger in now to lift up that tab so it doesn't catch that cover that it's trying to drag off. You might see my finger appear in a minute. There you are. Right, can't quite do it. Got my fingernail, there you are. I've got my fingernail under the edge and lifted it up. But if you don't know about this and you're not careful, you can just rip off one of those covers, as you saw. There are, of course, several solutions to this problem. I can think of just two off the top of my head, and one of them is to make this a bit better fit in here, not so floppy, so that there's little chance of the tabs getting above the rollers. Another one, of course, is to eliminate the ridges on the underside of these tabs, something which I'm thinking about doing myself. Filling those little rectangles in with some epoxy perhaps. I'll have a think about that. But the solution is not too difficult, I would have thought.